All of the videos in here, I'm splicing them together. All of them have to do with fascism. So if you do see this post somehow, keep in mind I'm going to leave it on YouTube and it's going to be flagged for copyright. So if you see this post, you should show it to other people who can use their brain, people you care about, and urge them to do the same thing. And as always, what the fuck do I know?
I want to show you something. This is my paint bottle. This is the edge of the table. I'm pushing this paint bottle towards the edge of the table. Now, when you see me pushing this paint bottle towards the edge of the table, you have three options. You can push back. You can help my hand push it towards the edge of the table faster, or you can stand and do nothing and watch me push the paint bottle toward the edge of the table. This is why neutrality is not an option when it comes to oppression, because while there are three options, there are still only two outcomes. If you are not choosing this outcome, you are choosing this one, whether you're helping or not. And this is an outcome we can't afford. I splattered black paint on the floor so you could get this analogy. Neutrality helps the oppressor. Silence helps the oppressor. Only direct and open opposition to the oppression helps the oppressed. So call yourself neutral all you want, but your choices still impact where the paint bottle goes. What impact do you want to have?
Keep in mind, the video you're about to see doesn't have to do with the United States yet. You know, the District of Columbia. As this reads, it is not a crime to insult someone in public in the United States because of the First Amendment, unless the insult is a true threat or fighting words that are likely to incite an immediate violent reaction. The concept of a criminal insult is more common in countries with civil law systems, where the focus is on the harm to an individual's honor, rather than on public order, as is the case in common law systems like the United States.
That's clear. Is it a crime to insult somebody in public?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And it's a crime to insult them online as well?
Yes.
The fine could be even higher
Yeah.
if you insult someone in the internet.
Why?
Because in internet, it stays there. If we are talking here face to face, you insult me, I insult you, okay, finish. But if you in the internet, if I insult you or a politician,
That sticks around forever.
Yeah.
If somebody posts something that's not true, and then somebody else reposts it or likes it, are they committing a crime?
Yeah, in the case of reposting, it is a crime as well, because the reader can't distinguish whether you just invented this or just reposted it. That's the same for us.
The punishment for breaking hate speech laws can include jail time for repeat offenders. But in most cases, a judge levies a stiff fine and sometimes keeps their devices.
How do people react when you take their phones from them?
they are shocked.
It's 6:01 on a Tuesday morning, and we were with state police as they raided this apartment in northwest Germany.
Hier ist die Polizei, da musst du bitte mal mit ihm reden.
Inside, 6 armed officers searched a suspect's home, then seized his laptop and cell phone. Prosecutors say those electronics may have been used to commit a crime. The crime, posting a racist cartoon online. At the exact same time, across Germany, more than 50 similar raids played out. Part of what prosecutors say is a coordinated effort to curb online hate speech in Germany.
Now, this absolute nonsense you heard in the video is in fact true. Yes, insulting someone is a crime in Germany, protected under German criminal law as an offense against personal honor, as alluded to earlier. The offense, known as, I can't pronounce this, so have yourself a laugh and you can sort it out, can be punished by a fine or imprisonment of up to 1 year, with penalties of up to 2 years in prison for insults made in public or through assault. That's strangely worded. Online insults are also punishable, as they can have a lasting effect and are a criminal offense. And fuck this horse shit. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Best of all, it has nothing to do with being free. This is a phony jurisdiction imposed on the masses to subjugate them.
If there's any hill that you intend to die on, this is it. If they manage to put this in place, while everybody's distracted with arguing over Charlie Kirk and debating whether Trump's peace plan is viable and You know, whether the Arabs are the good guys or the Jews are the bad guys or what's going on, all this sort of stuff, and distracted by all this crap, then this is going to come online. And the only thing that is going to stop it is our complete non-compliance. And again, withdrawing service from the people that are attempting to enslave humanity this way. You don't have to put up with this. Maybe, you don't want to have a revolution, you're a non-violent person, you don't want to do anything untoward, you don't want to get yourself in trouble. You don't believe that there's anybody you can vote in or out to fix the problem, and you're correct, because you can't. There is no political remedy to any of this. Well, one thing you can do is withdraw service from all of these people. That's something we can all do. Maybe if enough people actually wake up to themselves and realise that we are the ones with the power, then we can change it.
In case you're unfamiliar with Max, as it reads, Eigen, whose website states that this is a nom de plume, is a longtime conspiracist banned from YouTube who claims variously that Joe Biden is a pedophile, Hillary Clinton engages in child trafficking, and that COVID-19 is a fraud, orchestrated to institute one world government and install new operating systems. This is the type of superficial dog shit people assume helps. I may have to crop out it's got a John Lennon song in here. John Lennon beat women and children, and the records date back to Liverpool, but people love to tell me that's not true. It cracks me up. Yeah, not a good guy. Here, I'll play this, then I'll figure it out. I'll edit this if I have to. I think I know one of these kids, which disgusts me even more. Let's see. This kid was born yesterday and doesn't know what a Sharpie is. But maybe that person couldn't afford a Sharpie, right? Is that how you guys are gonna handle what I just said? I'm also half asleep. I'm gonna go to bed soon, but I left some comments on here. And I also reached out to some people who don't have a fucking clue. You can take a screenshot. You could read this, Jazz, if you want. You probably won't. He is promoting the wartime flag of the District of Columbia, and he assumes that democracy has something to do with you and I being free. He's also using multiple exclamation marks. One would suffice. And if you hope to set an example, you would only use one. Keep in mind, I talked at Google. Google doesn't capitalize things, and I rattled a lot of stuff off, and I was very lazy in this. What I left on here is what I'm getting at. So I said ironic, pseudoscience, Rockefeller-funded social engineering agendas. You might have seen one of those in there. At least one. Somebody was talking about voting. Voting doesn't matter. If you're thinking of what most people think of voting involving presidents, which are stewards of the District of Columbia, they're selected. They're not elected. I said censorship is patently fascist. Nobody in here said anything about fucking censorship. At least what I saw in this clip. I said, how many of the people in this video do you think have used jargon such as shadow banning, canceling, polarizing, positive vibes only, hating, fake, Snopes, debunked, and the list goes on? All of those are soft words. Social engineering buzzwords. All of them mean censorship. The kids are catering to censorship campaigns. They don't realize it. Which is why some horrible things are fucking coming. Horrible fucking things. And if I'm not mistaken, people such as the kids dressed up in their red little cloaks have paved the way for it. Yeah, what do I know? And keep in mind, I think I know one person in this video. I can't speak to the lack of character, based on what the other kids are shopping around, but their signs are superficial and in many cases divisive and or absolutely ridiculous. It proves that these kids don't have a clue what they're talking about. Here's what I said about John Lennon. Down here, I said, how many of the kids in this video promoted segregation between 2020 and 2022 approximately? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, use your brain. Said, naturally, I'm curious because they're all wearing facial diapers. And it is a facial diaper. Look up what a micron is. Look up how many microns a respiratory virus consists of. And go from there. In other words, what everybody should have fucking did in the first place. It's absurd what people shop around. People are still doing it. It's the enduring agenda. Down here I said, at the very, very end of this clip, note the woman at the end of this short clip wearing the wartime flag of the District of Columbia as a goddamn t-shirt. You see, wow. I'm speaking from what I grew up with. And I know a lot of people in the military. I know a lot of people who talk about patriotism, etc., etc. And none of them are concerned with, any of the stuff that I'm rattling off in here about America becoming a corporation, etc., etc. And yet it happened. You and I are debt slaves, but nobody cares about that type of thing. But something that was instilled in me early on is the flag, the wartime flag of the District of Columbia. If it touches the ground, you burn it. And you certainly don't turn it into a pair of boxer shorts or a fucking t-shirt. But I see people selling bikinis and all sorts of shit. People don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. And that cuts two different ways, but you could reason out what I'm driving at if you use your brain. And I've said this shit too many fucking times, so you guys can take a screenshot once I do that. At the very end, I repeat the last bit again, which is relevant to this video. I'll get there. I said, here it is. The symbol of fascism, namely the fasci, is branded on the House of Congress in the Lincoln Memorial. These pseudo-intellectuals don't have a clue. Now, up here, I said, keep in mind, there's nothing wrong with being gay or cross-dressing, and I don't have an issue with either of those, for what it's worth, you guys. I grew up in Santa Fe, New Mexico, for fuck's sake. I have gay friends. Either way. It said the roots, however, of the LGB community have ties to the Rockefeller Trust, which means you wouldn't trust it. As an organization, it's not something you would back if you were using your brain. Despite how good it might appeal or how good it might sound and the fact that it appeals to some people out there, no one sensible would do that. I said it has ties to the Rockefeller Trust as well as the Tavistock Institute, which is intimately connected with eugenics and firmly rooted in fascist ideology. So the fact somebody's waving one of those fucking signs proves that they don't have a clue what they're talking about. They're contradicting themselves. At least one of them, and united, right? All of these messages, everything you see in this video is packaged together. So guilty by association. Just like if some of your friends were doing fucked up shit, but you weren't, guilty by association. And most of these signs don't check out. It's just priceless. Either way, assume what you will. And most of you aren't going to look into any of this anyway because you're lazy, superficial, and why people honk horns and think that this video is fucking cool. The algorithm is promoting this video because it's pointless shit. It said, how many of these kids believe in Tartaria, is what it should say. Or believe Tartaria existed. See, I'm taking liberties. Half asleep. Tell me more about bashing, rewriting. It should say bashing. Fuck it. You guys might get what I'm getting at. Bashing or rewriting history. One of these. I think it's the second one in the line right there. It says rewriting history, and then it's like fascism. But how many of them believe Tartaria existed? That's rewriting history. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that kid gets it. You never know. And Tartaria is likely a CIA-sanctioned narrative which dates to approximately 2016. Look into it. Said at best this is superficial slop. Said anyone who supports the left or the right is in fact promoting the Hegelian dialectic, which is to say shades of fascism. No one sensible promotes polarizing propaganda. And you don't hear people stressing this. You don't hear people thinking in terms of this. You don't hear people fighting for this. Instead, you hear people catering to dividing one another. The fact that that kid was rattling off shit, one of these signs says something about voting again. That's the Hegelian dialectic. That's why that was normalized. So that you believe in the left and the right, and you fight for it. You divide one another instead of banding together. Has that ever dawned on you? I mean, I shouldn't have to spell it out, but for fuck's sake, people are not connecting the goddamn dots using the tools available to them. And people are just... people are sucking the day's dick in here. We want our lives back. Very proud of the people standing up for democracy. Well done from Portland, Oregon. So true. That's inventive, and John Lennon, Mr. Peace, and Love himself should be our anthem. He beat women and children. Fabulous. So on message. Who speaks that way? Kudos to you, ladies. And 3 exclamation marks and a whole bunch of yellow hands. True patriots. Stay safe and thank you. What's this? Felon 47's war. They're just referring to Trump, are they not? Which means they're promoting the Hegelian dialectic. All stewards of the corporation, presidents, they play the role of either a good cop or a bad cop. They're in place to polarize you and maintain the Hegelian dialectic. Think about it. We got a God bless y'all. We got stay safe. Damn good protest. My asshole. Yes, using military on American people, this is shocking. It's not shocking at all. America became a corporation in 1871 and citizens became debt slaves in 1913. You and I do not matter to the people who are pulling our strings. We put bread on their table. We're a means to an end. The military-industrial complex is the bottom of the fucking trilateral city-states. These kids don't have a clue. There has got to be 1, if not 100, dim politicians that should buy this video for their campaign. I see what he did there, but he's also promoting the Hegelian dialectic. Is this one of the guys I wrote back? No. And this kid doesn't have a fucking clue. Here, let's do this too. Titles of nobility. Oh, fucked it up. I always do that too. Nobility. Almost did it twice. Clause, and I always want to say act. Hello? Oh, I forgot. This is fucking TikTok. It never fucking works like it should. Article 9, Section 1. Period. Look it up. Our masters are popping jokes and you're the punchline. Period. So in my head, I'm calling people names and snapping and yeah. Really fucking frustrates me, and we should be able to do that. Flat out. Freedom of speech should exist regardless of the medium. I don't know if I stopped on this. You guys could take a screenshot. He's saying roughly the same thing the kid just said about Democrats. And I urged him not to use emojis, and I was really nice this time. That's probably one of the first times in a long while. Either way, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But nobody in this fucking video or comment section, with the exception of me, I mean, does. And I know that probably sounds kind of shitty, but it's true. Proud of y'all, Halloween. That I don't disagree with. I mean, what they're doing is a joke. Yes, awesome job. I want to post and then think nope. Whoever that is sounds very intelligent. Very intelligent. Yeah. You and I we're not surrounded by intelligent people, which is why things are bad. Nobody wants to hear it, but that's the fucking meat of it. That's the truth of the matter. This has, 895 people have shared this propaganda. And it does contain propaganda. 5,334. I'm squinting. like this garbage, which means 5,000 plus people saw this because the algorithm promotes pointless shit and outright propaganda. All right, I'll digress. For the most part, I'm trying not to leave videos on YouTube. I've been leaving some in TikTok, but people aren't seeing the videos for the most part. You see the one on the left? I put a B in there because the video next to it is relevant to what those kids are talking about, even though they don't have a goddamn clue. And only 2 people were shown the video. This shit pisses me off. Once again, the video I just showed you has 5,000 people who liked it. And I can't get people to fucking see what I leave online usually. I'm going to leave this on TikTok, but it's probably going to get censored. It's probably going to be flagged. And as you can see, I already have an account warning, which means who knows? Maybe they'll, break the straw that broke the camel's back. We'll find out. For the most part, next to no one is seeing what I'm leaving online. When I leave comments online, this is happening. Here, I'll show you. If this ever loads. We'll be here for a second. Let's jump out. Well, here, let me show you that it's there first. It's there. 1 second. TikTok sure is efficient. So efficient. Did you see that little sigil too? That denotes binary. And my comment's gone. This is the 3rd time I've tried this. And this is happening on numerous pages. Also appreciate, I don't have the watermark afforded to me. If I were to pinch one of these videos, I don't get the watermark anymore. And I haven't since TikTok was allegedly, taken down for, 24, 48 hours. I didn't have it prior to that. But what the fuck do I know? Imagine what I could teach you. Just to show you, one fellow who's been kind keeping up with things, he watched some of these videos. I just posted the one on the top left. The middle one I think he watched, and I think he's the only one that watched the one on the top right. And if you watch the B video, it's the same video as top middle. The B video, I left a B in there. That's the only reason why it was shown to people. It's fucking terrifying. You and I are surrounded by people they're not bright. That's why things are fucking horrible. So I've been trying to help people. I'm not saying I'm, smarter than you or better than you or brighter than you. But I can help you because most people don't have a fucking clue what's going on and they're catering to all the wrong things. Case in point, the initial post I showed you. Watch that. You can look up the account, mind you. And then watch my top left video. But what the fuck do I know? And when I say mine, I pinched it. And a gal knocked out an analogy. You don't have to listen to my voice or see me or any of that other stuff. It's somebody else. But it would benefit you if you thought about it. It would benefit us both if you fucking thought about it. It would benefit people if they fucking saw it. Other people are posting it, thankfully, and it is being shopped around right now. But I'm censored on the DARPA internet, and that should make your head spin. But most of you don't give a flying fuck. Because you're not being censored, because you're probably not doing the right thing. What do I know?
Get some bananas. Oh, help.
Hold up. Hey, for my niggas who be thinking we soft, we don't play. We gon' rock it till the wheels fall off. Hold up. Hey, for my niggas who be acting too bold, take a seat. Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey, smoke weed every day.
You voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. You don't get to talk about what's illegal when you voted for a felon. You voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. You don't get to talk about what's illegal when you voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. You don't get to talk about what's illegal when you voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. You don't get to talk about what's illegal when you voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. You don't get to talk about what's illegal when you voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. Voted for a felon. You voted for a felon. A convicted felon. You voted for a felon. Felon. You voted for a felon. A convicted felon. You voted for a felon. Felon. You don't get to
Dope lines. I don't snort them. Tell the boss call police to escort them. You don't write out them lines, you just quote them. Get offline, plug into this modem. No, you can't outvote them. The rules are still golden. On the jewels we homes disregarding our scrotum. If you press your ear to the turf that is stolen, you can hear the sound of limitations exploding. Please, sir, may we have another portion? We're children of the beast that dodged the abortion. Neck plate firm between the floor and the portion. When shut your shit down, don't call it extortion. Caution, we're coming for your head. Call the feds and get filed to shred. Every textbook read said bring you the bread. But guess what we got you instead? We got the guillotine. We got the guillotine. You better